So I already posted a video. Ooh, that's not a good start. But I already posted a video on this game before we scored the touchdown to get us back, 24-10. And I'm just going to get through this, and if anybody joins, we can talk about the game. What the hell was that fake kick? What was that? Why are we trying to do that? No. I get the whole trying to be aggressive stuff, but on 4th and 4, you can get a field goal, and then go into the halftime, you get the ball back, you can score a touchdown, you could be down 24-20. Why on earth are you going for the fake field goal? Why are you going for that? No, we're not going for fake field goals here. We're going for points. We're going for points here. You're down 24-10. You need points. You don't need to be trying to be all flashy and being extremely aggressive. And the biggest thing we already know about the secondary issues. Yeah, the Eagles definitely should have just kicked it for 3. I don't understand why we didn't. But I understand the safety issues. But the number one thing that has been pissing me off today has been this one guy named Zach Ertz. He's dropped 2 passes on big-time third downs in the second quarter where we needed him to be, freaking catching those balls and keeping drives going. Yeah, and if you're going to go for it on 4th down, just keep Carson on the field, because guess what? It's 4th and 4. You'll most likely make that with Carson on the field. Whether he throws it or runs it, you're going to most likely make it. And then have at least one chance at the end zone if you spike it, and then you can kick it. Like, that was stupid. We should have just went for 3. Rasul Douglas on Stephon Diggs is the biggest mistake ever by Jim Schwartz. I don't understand how he'll explain himself by putting a guy that cannot keep up with anybody outside of a simple, like a couple of quick slants or any other route. If it's a full-on just a Hail Mary, he is not going to catch up to Stephon Diggs. That's true. Yeah, the refs are not calling fouls. There was a holding on the one drop pass before the interception. That holding on Ertz, that should have been called, but Ertz should have caught that ball still. Holland should have caught that ball. It was a tough throw, and it was a tough jump for him. He's not a jump ball guy, and he's not that big. His vertical isn't that great, but yeah, should have caught it. Sidney Jones is garbage. He would give us a better chance against Stephon Diggs, that's for sure. Because I'm watching Rasul Douglas trying to keep up with him, and I'm like, Ronald Darby would at least tackle the guy after being burned, because at least they're fast enough to catch up. He just watched him run right by him, got no safety help, and just been like, okay, I can't catch up. Twice. And I was in the middle of recording the if only video as the second touchdown happened, because I was like, screw, I'm not watching this. And then the Eagles reel us back in, get that quick touchdown. Then they don't get it on 4th down and 2 because of a drop pass, and then they do this bullshit with the freaking field goal. Just take the points. You're getting the ball to start the second half. Don't get the crowd back into it. Take the points and go off the field. It's that simple. I don't get why what we decided to do. I've never seen the Eagles either attempt a fake field goal. I don't think I've seen a fake field goal attempt in like the last 3 seasons. Why are we the team that has to do it? It's not going to work. They don't happen because they don't work. I don't know. There are a lot of issues with this team. There are a lot of things that have happened today that I expected to happen. I mean, come on, we're down Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby, Avonte Maddox, our 3 best corners. Okay? You can say what you want. Maddox is the best out of those 3 when healthy. Or not the best out of those 3, but he is better than what we have right now in Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas. At least matched up against these guys. Maddox can actually cover, and he's actually fast, and he's actually a ball hawk too. He makes some pretty good plays. We're missing a lot of guys. We're missing Crayvon LeBlanc. I want LeBlanc back, bro. I don't, like... But, of course, he's on IR, so we have to wait. Yes, LeBlanc needs to come back. We're the second half beast, though. Yeah, I agree. And it's honestly perfectly fine that we're down 2 scores. I wish that we had gotten at least the field goal, but we're down 2 scores. That's not terrible. We can manage it. But this whole game... I kind of saw it coming, but I was hoping the offense would do better. But they didn't even get the ball at all in the first quarter, so that's whatever. Cut the corners next. We need Mill. Yeah, Jalen Mills, he comes back week 7, right? He should be good to go because he wasn't on IR. He was on the PUP list, and PUP lists get it activated. I think week 7. If not, he'll be back at least week 8. Cravon LeBlanc was on IR, I think, so he'll be back no later than week 8. Deshaun Jackson comes back, so that'll help too. We are trying to get a cornerback, but no one will give up anything. Yeah. Because I haven't heard anything outside of us trying to get Jalen Ramsey, but the Vikings are like, no, despite us wanting to give them a first and a second. Like, just take the picks. Jalen Ramsey doesn't want to be there, so just take the picks. I don't think we're going to get Odell Beckham. I know we're in the conversation, but I don't think we're going to get him. I don't think the Browns are actually going to let him go. I wouldn't mind it. Honest to God, I wouldn't mind having him here. He would pair up really nicely with Alshon Jeffrey on the other side because Odell Beckham's route running is top tier. He has some really good speed and really good hands. We all know that. We're not going to get Julio or DeAndre. You're just wishful thinking. I mean, I would love an Odell Beckham trade. I'm not saying that I don't think it can happen. It could definitely happen. You never know. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think the Eagles are going to give up that much. Or it depends on what the Browns are asking for, too. They're most likely going to ask for, like, a couple picks or whatever. In my mind, I would give them, like, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, and Nelson Aguilar. Just to keep the locker room, like, even with the amount of wide receivers we have. Because Matt Collins and Whiteside, Matt Collins isn't great, but he doesn't have much value. Whiteside, he's a good talent, but he hasn't done much either, minus drop a big-time game-winning potential catch. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Odell Beckham. I wouldn't mind picking him up, but I don't expect it. Jim Schwartz needs to stop putting Russell on the eye. Yeah, he really does. Should have kept Gibson. I agree. I think we should have kept Shelton Gibson. I don't know where he's at now, whether he's on the practice squad or elsewhere. I don't really know. I forgot he existed after we didn't bring him back, which was a shame. It was still a shame. I wish we kept him because I think he's better than Matt Collins by far. I agree. I feel like he is more reliable when it comes down to actually catching passes. Like the speed and the route running, they're both pretty equal with Hollins and Gibson, but Gibson, I feel like he was just better catching stuff. And I'm upset, but I'm not gonna, get too crazy over this game. Like I'm upset, I'm furious, but I'm not gonna scream on the camera or anything. As entertaining as that might be, I'm not gonna do that. There's no points because we have the rest of the season to go, and as much as I would love to win this game, if we don't win this game, we have bigger things to worry about because we can sure as hell beat Dallas, especially with Deshaun Jackson coming back. We can beat that game, but I know there's still a second half here. We'll see what happens. I'll talk about Cowboys later. But let me see what else. I missed a couple of things. Why is Darren Sproles not playing? We should cut him, bring back J.J. Okay. Darren Sproles isn't playing because he's injured. He hurt himself last week. That's why he got taken out, and they're not going to bring him back in without him being 100%. So it makes sense. And, I mean, we have depth at running back. Jordan Howard has been doing perfectly fine. Miles Sanders had that really good touchdown to get us within 2 scores before the quarter ended. So our running backs are not the issue. It's more of our defense and play calling. I feel like play calling is always the biggest issue with this offense. And drops. Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey. I know Alshon's caught a lot of passes today. Ertz has only caught 1, and he's dropped like 3. So I need to see Ertz step the hell up. I've seen Dallas Goedert catching more passes today than Ertz, and that's a big problem. I need to see Ertz play better, do more, and hopefully the defense can rise up to the occasion, help the corners out because obviously they're struggling. Brandon Graham got a sack before the end of the second half, so that was great. We need to see more pressure on Kirk Cousins. Running-wise, we've been doing good stopping Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook hasn't... we haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher at all this year. I don't expect to. If we do today, it'll be Dalvin Cook, but he's almost there, but he's not all the way there, obviously. He's like at 60-something. I don't even know. But running-wise, that hasn't been the issue. It's been Thielen and Diggs, of course. But the secondary needs help. So if we're going to blitz, don't go all out with all the safeties, There's just a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. I would put Malcolm at corner, but yeah. Man, what do you think our chances are if they lose this one? For playoffs, we could still do it. Because no matter what, I feel like the Eagles Eagles and Cowboys will definitely both be the two NFC East teams in the playoff picture, whether that's in the hunt, wild card, or division winning. Those two right there, because, I mean, again, we made the playoffs last year, struggling way more than this. So I'm not too worried about the playoffs just yet. We're only in week 6. And going 3-3, we were 3-3 last year at this point in time. And we didn't have this hard of a road stretch either. So Matt Collins is not as good as I thought he was. No, I never thought he was that good. Like, he's not that great. He's just a bench warmer. And he said it himself. He'd rather be playing special teams than being a starting wide receiver. So clearly, he knows what he's worth too. And that's why I don't expect him to go anywhere unless if we boot him out of Philly, because I feel like we should after this season. We should definitely look into better third and fourth stringer wide receivers, because Matt Collins, with his attitude and the productivity when he needs to step up, it's just not there. And I don't like that. Not in Philly. Get him out. That's my opinion on that. Nelson Aguilar, you've been fine. You haven't dropped a pass since the game-winning touchdown, so I'm not going to get on your high horse, but they should have taken the field goal instead of taking a risk on 4th down. I agree. And if you're going to take the risk, just keep the offense out there. Try to draw them off sides, run a quick play, get Wentz out of the pocket, put JJ as wide receiver. They did. They put him in. He didn't catch anything. He didn't run any routes or whatever, but he was in for like 2 plays on that last drive before the fake field goal. So we need to run the ball in the second half with Jordan Howard. I agree. I 100% agree. Deshaun Jackson, he'll be back for Dallas. Just keep that in your mind. Terrible this first half. I know. Makes no sense. I know. Yeah, there are a lot of penalties that weren't called. The one on Aguilar, that was a clear pass interference, but the referee was like, oh, they're just fighting with each other. Bro, the guy got out Aguilar's arm hooked behind himself, and he was falling before the ball even got there. That's not fighting. That's called the cornerback knew he was beat, and if he didn't do shit, Aguilar was going to score on his ass. It was stupid. It was a stupid decision by the referee. The referees are idiotic, and we couldn't have challenged that because guess what? The whole idea of challenging pass interferences does not benefit anybody because half the time they don't overturn it. Whether it's right or wrong, they will not overturn it depending on what was called on the field. It's such BS. It's so stupid. But that's how the NFL is doing it. So, whatever. Screw the NFL. Screw the referees. But you can't do anything about it. Zach Brown fell because our secondary got burned. What? Because he said that Kirk Cousins is the person that we need to be going after or getting after, and he's the weakest part of their team. He is the weakest part of their team. Like, that's not a false statement. It's just we're not getting after him enough. That Rents won with a yeah, should have been called. And the third quarter is about to start. If it gets close in the fourth, I'll stream it. I'll probably go upstairs to stream it, but right now I'm not going to because I don't like streaming in this room. So I'll see you guys most likely in the fourth quarter to talk about either how close the game is, react to it, or talk about Eagles loss or whatever. I'll see you guys in an hour. So fly, Eagles, fly. Let's hope for the best. If not, I'll see you guys later.